Hello everybody. This short presentation that I'm going to make has the purpose of showing how to start using the vsmod software to apply the viable system model to study any organization. The vsmod software is a software created among other goals to facilitate the application of the Beer's viable system model. vsmod allows us to build the whole structure of an organization according to the recursion criteria that we wish to use to visualize our organization. In our example, we will take a car industry, just for the sake of the presentation. The recursion criteria that we are going to use are three. One is the car models, the other is the fuel types, and the third is the engine power. So let's see how we create a project. Let's start giving a name to the project. We will call it Cars Company, for example. We confirm. We save it wherever we wish to save it, in our desktop or whatever. And we have here, once save the name of the project, the first screen where we can start to create the structure. The screen is divided in three parts. The left, we have the criterion button to add the recursion criteria that we wish to use through the whole structure. In the middle, we have the add subsystems button to add the organizations at each recursion level, or subsystems we call it here. And on the right side, we see an empty space where we will be seeing how the tree of our organization unfolds at the same time that we create it. So let's start selecting the first recursion criteria that we are going to use are the type of models that our company produces. So the first recursion criteria is going to be models. Once we have selected the recursion criteria, models, we can start introducing the various models that we produce. So let's start producing, specifying model 1. Model 2, for example, and model 3. So it's a company with 3 models. Now let's select model 1 and see what type of fuel we use in this model. We can add, in this case, the recursion criteria now is going to be fuel type. In our example, let's assume that we have only 2 types, gasoline and diesel. So we are faced now with the third recursion level. Let's assume now that we continue going down through the recursion levels to gasoline cars. Gasoline cars, we have also a variety of cars that depending on the engine power. So the next recursion criteria is going to be engine power. And what are the type of engines that we have in model 1? In gasoline, let's assume, for example, 60 CV, 100 CV, and 200 CV. Okay, so we have the first model. We have already the 3 recursion levels that we consider enough for the study of our company. So let's go now. Let's go back to model 2 and do the same thing. In model 2, again, we select the recursion criteria. The first one is the fuel type. So we also have the 2 types, gasoline, diesel. And if we go to gasoline, in the third level of recursion, we also have the variety of powers, motor engine powers. So we select, in this case, the power we have already here. So we have to write it again. And we add the variety of engines at this level. Let's assume that is, for instance, a car with 50 CVs, just as an example. another with 100, and another with 150. So now we have already the structure. We have created the structure. If we click in model 2, we see in power, we expand it, we see the three configurations, the three engine configuration. If we click on the model 1, we also can see the whole tree where we have all the configurations. So we can see on the right side the whole structure for organization. Of course, this the structure is synchronized with the system in focus. This will be our system in focus in the center of the screen. If we click on any of the components, we can shift. Just by clicking, we move to the system in focus that we wish to select, just by clicking on the tree. This is the first part of the creation of the study. Now let's go to the VSM chart. In the center, we are now system in focus is the recursion level 0 with the three models. We click on show details and we will see the viable system model, the chart of the viable system. Here we have automatically is created model 1, model 2, model 3. Well, we have some additional information to clarify to the people that is not familiarized with the terms. About what means system 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So we have here, in this case, the three models at this level. An interesting feature is that we can also visualize this information in a 3D option. The advantage of the 3D option is that we can use a zoom to move the image. This feature is quite interesting if we have many operational units, so we can visualize them, all of them in the same image. Well, there are some additional things, just funny things to play with the image if we wish to do it. Another interesting feature is the navigation tools. We can navigate through the model, through the recursion levels, just by clicking on them. If we click and update, we see the system in focus that we wish to select. So always the system in focus that we are that we can work with is just selecting in the tree immediately, so we can navigate through all the structure, no matter recursion levels, no matter recursion criteria. Another feature that may be interesting to mention at this point in time is the possibility of introducing information. In any of the components, they are not drawings, they are active elements. If I click on any of them, we can upload information. We can upload information with system 2, system 3, 4, 5, connections with the environment, future environment, present current environment. Also, if we click on any of the elements, we can, in any of the communication channels, we can introduce information in free form or use the homeostat with all the components of the homeostats, traducer, communication channels, etc., etc. And we can add as many as we like and introduce as much information and upload annexes to each of the components. And the annexes can be text, video, audio, images, whatever we wish to select. Once we have added something, we have the color that changes just to indicate that we have introduced information here. Another interesting feature, just to complete this fast presentation, is that we can, as I said, navigate using different kind of maps. Also, we can add parameters to visualize our organization, any kind of parameter that may be sales, number of employees, etc., and choose the parameter to visualize the components of the operational units in a size that is proportional to the selected parameter. Also, we can introduce information in all the relations between environments, between operations, etc., etc. So basically, this is the information I would like to comment. Just the last thing I would like to mention is the possibility of navigating, as I was indicating, using the fast navigating tools, like the various maps and the global map, always having in mind that just by clicking on any of the components, we are presented with the system in focus, and we can start introducing information in any format, etc. So that was the main purpose of this presentation. In future videos I will continue providing some additional details of what vsmod can do. At this point in time, just to thank everybody for the attention. That's all.